Yeah, I know. I've been doing it for 19 years, and I'll answer any questions you've got on gaming. But basically, these are the forms. This is for our trust, and they're actually very simple to fill out, but you'd be surprised how many people can't fill them out or get them wrong. So there's actually, just goes through here, just the name of the recipient organisation, the physical address, just all your details, and whether you're IRD, charitable status, GST registered, all those sort of things. The big thing that you've got to bear in mind with a grant is, when you make an application, it has to be for the club. It can't be for individual people. So for example, we can buy uniforms, shirts, trousers in some case, depending how it's written up, but those items must remain the property of the club, not individuals. Okay, so the other thing is, now you've got to be affiliated to Spark, which bowls Canterbury are, and also your awards, what are they called? Upcheck, yeah, they now require those sort of things. So the more you can put on it, the better, to get them away. Our trust does one grant a year, so they don't necessarily give you the money in one hit, but they will drip feed it to when you need it. So just bear that in mind. And the other thing is, trusts now in general, there's a whole lot of us, as Lion Foundation, Pub Charity, New Zealand Communities Trust, CERT, a whole heap of them, the list goes on. But we have a database that we all share, so when you apply for a grant, they can get cross-checked, and you'll be surprised how many get thrown out of that. And like insurance, if you get caught cheating it, you probably won't get a second crack at it. Malcolm, are you having a crack at it or what? You grin there? But that's the things just to be very wary of. But all I'd say, when you get an application, read the form very closely. And regardless of what you're told, I know some cases that they try and do it, but hoteliers have no say in where the funds go to. We put machines into VARs, we pay them a site rental for having them there, and they look after the machines and clear the cash, and it gets banked into the trust account, which is there to generate funds for the public. It's not meant to be a sort of money go around for people to gain out of it. I know come Christmas time and that with us, we don't even get a Christmas card or a box of chocolates. We're not allowed to, because that money must go back to the community. So that's how tight and stringent it is. And the best thing, when you get everything done and you've signed off, you've got all your gear, you've got all your receipts, get this back as soon as you can for auditing, and that just tidies it up, and you just, you're seen as you're flagged as a good person to deal with, so that's your best way of it.
What area do you cover?
Personally, I cover from Nelson to Timaru, down to Fox Glaciers. Yeah, well, how it works is, yes, they are, because we deal with the player and the brook out there. But what happens is, the money goes back to where it was generated. So it's worked on election, your boundaries. So you've got to work out where that is. So that's where it goes back to, where it was generated. 95% of our funds go back to the community. 5% go to a national organisation such as diabetes,
Red Cross,
Ronald House, that type of thing. Yep.
Just one thing we have applied a few times and failed. It's starting to get a little bit suspicious. And that New Zealand Bowls, one of the things you have to do is so that you're affiliated to both Canterbury Bowls and New Zealand Bowls.
Yep.
And I noticed with New Zealand Bowls, they have a special certificate that goes, which is platinum, gold, bronze, whatever, to your club in terms of whatever. Now, how to say the New Zealand Bowls have in a club's application, but it says
they have no say.
The advantages is the fact that if you've got a gold award, then they will help you with your funding.
Well, that's sort of right and it's sort of wrong. But what it is we want to put funding to organisations and clubs that are going to subscribe to the greater charter and work with their local, like say Bowls Canterbury and Bowls New Zealand. you might get, say, the Timbuktu Bowling Club up the road that's got 20 members that doesn't want to do anything. We're not really interested in that. The big thing at the moment is a lot of sports clubs are amalgamating with different clubs, and you know, they're the ones that seem to do quite well out of it, you know, for various reasons. I know, for example, I'm a member of the Burnside Rugby Club. And Bill will back me up. Here on Burnside Park, we've got about 8 different sports clubs, 8 different liquor licences, 8 different insurances, 8 different lots of volunteers. It just goes on and on and on. So the thing now is, not everywhere, but you know, a lot of clubs are amalgamating. But what they want to see is that you're a good club and doing everything correctly.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You can be a good club and be doing everything correctly, but unless New Zealand Bowls decides that you're a good club and that you are doing everything correctly, then they will not rubber stamp it, I presume.
Well,
how do we know?
Well, it's the club check, and that's a requirement now that the trusts demand. Okay, Lorraine's going to talk about that in a minute for you anyway. Yeah, but that's what they want to do, because if you can bear in mind, we've got hundreds of people wanting money all the time, and it's scary some of the amounts of money that come in and go out. So we've got to make sure that everyone is legit, and this is just another way of making it legit. I'm not saying that, you know, if it's a smaller club and they're not, haven't got club check, that they're not legit, but for the purposes of a bigger organisation, it just helps them.
I might add to that, Greg, actually. Yeah. I'll just add to that. We met with some of the bigger trusts a wee while ago, about a year ago, and they asked us to write a letter of support. So almost with the affiliation letter, they've asked us to write a letter of support which states that Bowls Papanui is an affiliated club of Bowls Canterbury, and we support their application for greenkeepers fees. So they've asked us to be really specific. You don't have to have that, but some of the trusts are asking for it. So it creates more work for us in the office, but if it means that you guys are going to get the coin, well then we'll do that. So you can still just send us a letter that says Bowls Papanui are affiliated to Bowls Canterbury, but yeah, they have asked us to actually be quite specific in saying we support their work with the greenkeeper. They're, you know, and we generally put some fluffy stuff in there, like the greens are always available for, you know, centre events and da. So that's something that, you know, as I say, some of the trusts are asking. So you just be aware of that and let us know. And yeah, I'm happy to.
So if there's a secret agenda out there, for example, by either the Centre or New Zealand Bowls, force clubs into amalgamation, right? Then they'll be more proactive towards the clubs that are prepared to amalgamate than the clubs that want to just continue.
No, that's not right at all.
No.
Well, we don't know though, do we?
Well, I can tell you it doesn't happen there.
Do you want to jump
Well, I will jump in there. I'm going to talk about club checks later, just so that you understand what it is all about. I mean, what Greg's saying and what the other funding agencies are saying is that they want to support clubs who have got systems in place to make them operate really well. When it comes to club check, I come and sit with the club and work through the club and work with the club to see what they've got in place. There are 3 levels of club check. There's a bronze level, which is really basic, and I would bet that most clubs in this room would reach that bronze level. There is a gold level that Ray's going to talk about later. You have a whole lot more documentation in place. So you've got plans and you've got operation plans, you've got budgeting and things like that. So that's what they're asking for, and you've got to think about, from their point of view, they're looking at a club that is asking for some money. They want to know that that club is going to use that money well, and it isn't just going to be frittered away. So that's what you're asking for, isn't it, really? And so we're trying to help clubs to get to that level so that you are all capable and competent clubs. So that funding is a little bit easier for you. And it's not a lot of work. I mean, I've got lots of the templates, and I'll talk about that later too, but lots of the templates to help you to get to there. It's work, but once it's in place, you can just keep repeating and updating as Barrington United will tell you, they've done theirs for the third time. You just keep updating what you've got, really, don't you, Dave?
Yep.
And so the first one's the hard work, but it's just a measure, and like Mel said, it's just a measure of showing that you are a club that is going to be around for a bit longer than next year.
Can I just ask a question on that, Lorraine? You said about clubs putting money away. We can provide receipts if we authorise funding. So we would be providing receipts that we had already applied for and been granted. So we can't put that.
Yeah, and as I said that, I thought, what a stupid choice of word.
But if you're having problems getting a grant, are you having trouble at your club getting stuff?
Yes.
You can, Mel will give you my number and you're more than welcome to give me a ring and I'll give you a hand. Fills in there.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay?
Cool.
When you said that the money goes back to the area that it's generated, is that a wider area? You mentioned 2 clubs in Canterbury. Would that mean that it would prompt money going back into the Waimaka area or just the Canterbury area?
No, the Waimaka area, the electoral, where yeah. That's part of all the trusts.
So, excuse me, does Southern Trust apply to the Selwyn area? Or is it just out of curiosity?
No, I don't think we've got anything out there, so no, you wouldn't have anything like that. I mean, there's some hotels where we get rid of money very quickly in that area, but then there's another area like Kaikoura. There's only one of those gaming machines there. It's just stacking up, so you know, it's quite scary to how quick it stacks up, but we don't have the people, you know, asking for it up there, strangely enough, so, yeah.